Hello everyone, welcome to Aptly Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily topic-wise news analysis where I'll be covering the news from the Hindu and Indian Express. So I'll be covering the most important news of the day, and additionally I'll be supplementing that news with some relevant information that can help you in prelims and mains examination. So let's get started with the topic first. So today is 2nd of April. The first topic is CDS launches the Joint Logistic Hub. Second is younger people at the risk during the second COVID-19 pandemic, or you can say the infection that is going. Third, US allow H-1B visa ban to expire, which is expiring on 31st, which already expired on 31st of March. The second last topic is record high GST collection in March. And the last is land record in the revival of rural economy. So these are some of the important news and editorial in today's newspaper. Apart from this, there would be some MCQs question at the end of this session that is going to help you in the upcoming prelims examination. So before we start, a small announcement from the Apti Plus, like from the ISGAN platform, we have already launched the prelims full length test series for the upcoming prelims examination. This test series comprises of 10 full length tests and 3 complementary CSAT tests, which is again very important if you're preparing for the civil services examination. So what you have to do, you have to just check the description section of this video, register there, just make a nominal payment and you can avail the benefit. So these paper are in accordance with the strict adherence to the UPSC pattern. So do check it out, avail these courses so that you can have the optimum edge and forte in the prelims examination. So for the first news, that is CDS launches the Joint Logistic Hub. CDS stand for Chief of Defence Staff. So talking about this relevance, this is important for your general studies paper 3 in mains. So security challenges and their management in border area linkages, organized crime and terrorism. These are the wide area upon which this is going to help. So this can be again important for the prelims examination. So as a measure to boost the tri services integration, Government of India और खास करके अगर बात करें Chief of Defence Staff, they are trying to optimize the resources and operationalize the joint logistic node. This has been launched in Mumbai, also known as JLN, right? So they can ask you in examination what is JLN, Joint Logistic Node. So the establishment and operationalization of JLNS कि क्या फायदे हैं. It is a very first step in the direction of logistic integration in our 3 services. जो भी logistic management है, जो logistic के integration है तीनों services में, उसके लिए काफ़ी अहम and the most important decision that has been taken. Now, what are the advantages of joint logistic node? JLN की क्या-क्या advantages होंगी? So first, it would provide an integrated logistic cover to armed forces for their small arm ammunitions, rations, fuel, general stores, civil herd transport, aviation clothing and spares. So these are the area upon which the integration of logistic is going to help. Now, it will also provide engineering support to an effort to synergize and their operation efforts. तो बहुत हद तक जो engineering support है उसको synergy करने में एक basically given positive effort and making it more comprehensive would be the another effort that would be paid from the joint logistic node. And the initiative would occur advantages in terms of saving manpower, economic utilization of resources, benefits of the financial saving. So इसके और अगर आप long term impact देखोगे, so these are some of the long term impact that is going to happen. Now the JLN would also enhance the joint interoperability between the services, all 3 services, that is Army, Navy and Air Force, in a long way in improving the logistic process of the armed forces, right? और ये जो तीनों services हैं इंडिया में, that is Army, Navy and Air Force, that would be integrating their services in providing coordination support to each other. The second news, that is younger people at the risk during the COVID-19 vaccine. The news has been reported in Hindu, and this is relevant for the issues related to development and management of health. So according to the expert, the second COVID-19 की जो wave है, that is there on high, and it is being said that the children and younger adult are at the high risk group during this time. So this is the second wave which is there in India, and it has been argued from the expert कि जो सबसे ज़्यादा prone category है that is younger adults and children. So the situation is critical, especially in the rural and tribal area, जहाँ पे already we have seen the first wave में बहुत ज़्यादा यहाँ पे impact नहीं हुई थी, but this time the rural and tribal people are also getting affected. Now the expert are of the opinion कि जहाँ पे there are multiple super spreader events हैं that include school, खास करके अभी इंडिया में पैन इंडिया मिनी स्कूल और ऑपरेशनल एटलीस्ट फॉर क्लास 10th and 12th, colleges, offices, and public transport, in basically in metros. So these are the reason because of which the number of the cases are there on high. Now talking about the extending phase of infection, how the infection is going to continue. So the country is witnessing a rise in the cases amounting to extending phase of the second wave. So it is on the surge. We have seen a surge that is going and it will continue, and again then the downfall would be happen. Now the school colleges are functioning in the most state, resulting the transmissions. So we have seen mostly in the metropolitan cities, or for the students studying in class 10th and 12th, they are going with their schools, so school and colleges, because of the reason of which the cases are on the high. And adults are resuming work from offices and are at the higher risk in the closed space. So what happened in an office setup, you are in closed environment where less ventilation is there, less cross ventilation is there, because of which the chances of infection is very high. And beyond of the some result modeling done, the expert says that the peak of this seems to be there around May 2021. So they're expecting in April and May that the cases may be on the surge, after which there would be downfall in the cases. The best part is that India is having the vaccination process as of now, because of which the situation can be controlled, but definitely we never know the multiplier effect of the virus that is going to impact the country. Now rural belt mold prone, it has been argued कि जो rural belt के लोग हैं, जो ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों के लोग हैं, वो सबसे ज़्यादा इसमें prone है, because they are the people who are malnourished, the nutrition is not proper, and because of which they have decreased immunity. Although it is being said that the people from the rural area have the strong immunity, despite the fact they are having some unadulterated food, organic foods, but the reality, the survey says that they have decreased immunity because the nutrients, the balanced diet that is required, the mineral that is required is not essentially being taken in food. And not following the safety norm and the lack of proper quarantine facilities has increased the incidence of the infection to the higher level. Now the other news, that is US allow H1B visa ban to expire. This is there in the Hindu, and this can be important for your general studies paper 2, effects of policies and politics development in developing countries and India's interest. So H1B visa anytime can again be important for the prelims examination. So the US administration has allowed that the 2020 ban, which was there for the certain worker, this for the temporary visa, which is going to expire on March 30-31, and they would be not imposing any other ban on this visa, right? So ये जो खास करके अगर बात करें इस तरह की जो अलाउ की गई थी, जो बैन अलाउ की गई थी, that was there by the Trump administration, the previous president of the United States. They have imposed a restriction last year, and the reason cited was they wanted to protect their job and industry from the outsider, especially from the Indians, right? और बात करें H1B visa की, that is used by the Indian professional than any other. So H1B visa के जो beneficiaries हैं, they are mostly Indian professional, because there are a lot of people which is employed in United States, be it in IT sector, any other sector, medicine sectors. Most of the people belonging to the H1B visa are from India. So you can see this graph that will help you understand कि किस तरह से क्या number है. This the blue in color shows the total H1B visa issued, and the red in color shows the H1B visa issued to Indian national. So you can see the contribution here is 59% from 2012, 2013 is 65%, And if again you can see in 2018, this number is very high. So you can see the number, it's more than 60%, even more than 70% that the Indian individual are availing the facility of H-1B visa in United States. Now there are some other categories and type of visa that is being issued by the United States. The first is visa of intra-company transfer. This is known as L1 visa. Exchange visitor. This is J1. Temporary non-agriculture worker, H2B visa. Dependent of H1B visa, that is called H4, were also being impacted during the expiring ban. So this is a type of visa that you must know, that can be important in the examination as well. Now, decision welcomed by the NASSCOM. So the NASSCOM, which is an Indian IT body, they represent the Indian IT body. They said they have applauded the decision कि जो बैंड है उसको कंटिन्यू नहीं की जा रही है और उसको 31st मार्च को ही एक्सपायर किया जा रहा है. This is definitely going to impact a lot many Indians. So allowing the suspension to lapse makes a great sense for the United States, क्योंकि ये बताया गया है कि कोई क्रिटिकल जो एविडेंसेस नहीं थे कि जो इंडियन जो लेबर है वो यूएस के मार्केट को हार्म कर रही है, राइट. दे वर इक्वली कंट्रीब्यूटिंग. ये कहा गया कि जो इंडिविजुअल्स थे इंडियन के, दे हैव द वाइटल पार्ट फॉर द यूएस वर्कफोर्स एंड देयर प्रेजेंस हैज एनहांस एंड इनेबल द यूएस इकोनॉमी इनोवेट, grow jobs across the country. So they are only helping in building the United Nations economy and they're contributing to it on a larger extent. Now, record high GST collection in March. Basically ये न्यूज़ इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में रिपोर्टेड है जहाँ पे ये चीज़ें बताई गई है कि जो GST की कलेक्शन है that is again all time high. Despite the fact that the COVID-19 is there, but the collection is on the surge because of some regulations and strictness taken by the government of India. So this is important for your general studies paper 3 in inclusive growth and issues arising from it. Right? So as per the Ministry of Finance official figure, GST के collection जो है मार्च में that is over 1.23 lakh crore rupees and we have seen 27% growth over the last year. So लास्ट ईयर जो ग्रोथ थी 2020 में, उससे अभी 2021 में जो ग्रोथ देखी गई है that is 27% more, right? And the steep increase in the trend of this period are clear indicator of rapid economy growth post pandemic. तो post pandemic जो recovery हो रही है, this is very crucial and very important for the Indian economy. Now, previous contraction in the GST, अगर बात करें goods and services taxes की, so earlier it has contracted to 41%, उसके बाद फिर 8% तक contraction देखी गई first and second quarter. In first quarter we have seen 41% of the contraction, in the second quarter 8%. Further 8% and 14% in the third quarter and fourth quarter, which was witnessed during fiscal year 2020 and 2021. So these were the contraction that Indian economy has already seen, and for this time we have seen a surge of 27% compared to last year. Now this is the all-time high collection. The GST collection for the March 2021 is all-time highest since the introduction of GST. So this is from the expert. It is being said that this is for the first time after the introduction of GST, surge large collection has already taken place, and all the time record the GST collection to 1.23 crore is being 27% higher than the last year, which I have told you, right? And it is clearly shown that sustained economic growth also result in GST audit closures and government tightening compliances and anti-evasion measures. So government has taken some anti-evasion measures. They have strengthened their rule, because of which the collection is there on high, and this is definitely giving a boost to the overall collection of the GST in India. Now this is a figure which will help you understand total collection of the GST for 2021. So you can see it was there on high on December, January, then it gradually decreases on February, and the highest in the March, that is 1,23,902 crore rupees. Now this is the last news. This is basically an editorial, talks about land records and the revival of rural economy. So this is written by Prerna Prakhar. She is an associate fellow with the National Council for Applied Economy and Research, right? And this type of news is important for the general studies paper too, where it can be said that this can be important for the important aspect of governance, transparency and accountability. Now, if you talk about land, land is considered as the most important assets and source of livelihood for the rural people. This is true. Yes, बात से आप सभी लोग इत्तेफाक रखते होंगे क्योंकि land is very important for the people in rural India. And many informal jobs in the urban centers were lost because of the economy, and it has had the pandemic has did a lot in the country और बहुत लोगों की job loss हुई थी इस time पे. With livelihood affected, the importance of land and ownership for the access of the formal loan as well as government relief program become even more evident. So government ने इस चीज को control करने के लिए बहुत सारे important measures लिए, but adequately that was not sufficient considering the mass population of this country, but it has helped to some section of the society. But the relative poor availability of clear updated land titles remain a hurdle for India. Now बात करें अगर डिजिटल इंडिया लैंड रिकॉर्ड की, सो द इफेक्ट्स टू अपडेट रिकॉर्ड बिगन ऑन अर्ली 1980s. ऐसा नहीं है इसको अभी स्टार्ट किया गया, 1980 से ये फंक्शन स्टार्टेड है और ये बहुत ही लंबे समय से चली आ रही है और जिसकी फाइनल ऑब्जेक्टिव जो है एक कंक्लूसिव लैंड टाइटल अभी भी पूरी नहीं हो पाई है. एंड द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज लॉन्च्ड an initiative called Digital India Land Record Monetization Program, DILRMP scheme, which is the most recent effort in this regard. So you can be asked in the prelims examination with regards to this. So आप DILRMP के बारे में भी थोड़ा और डिटेल पढ़ लें because कभी भी क्वेश्चंस आपसे पूछे जा सकते हैं. Now the land record regulation policy varies widely across the state and union territories. And if you talk about DILRMP, it provide a framework, एक framework provide करती है जहाँ पे जो land के पूरे record है, management system सारे state और union territory के heterogeneous group of regulations of the land record management, making the progress and non-uniform. So this is a platform where the entire record is being maintained. Now land record and services index, ये एक index है जो कि लॉन्च की गई थी बाय द नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर अप्लाइड इकोनॉमिक रिसर्च. नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर अप्लाइड इकोनॉमिक रिसर्च जिस एडिटर ने एडिटोरियल को लिखा है उनके इंस्टीट्यूट से चीज़ें रिलीज की गई है, लैंड रिकॉर्ड एंड सर्विसेज इंडेक्स. सो द एनालिसिस हैज ब्राउट द poor synergy across the record department. They have identified this problem. A revenue department की अगर बात करें, they act as a custodian of the textual records, right? And survey has also said that the settlement department managing the spatial record, registration department which is responsible for the registration of land transaction, is not functioning well. Now the study has also brought the weak linkages that exist between the revenue department and the survey of settled department, right? तो ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो कि प्रॉब्लम स्टिल परसिस्ट करती है. After a lot of digitization effort that has been taken from Government of India, the problem of survey and settlement with the department is still lying. Now what is the way forward? If you talk about the way forward, तो कुछ दो एडिशंस जो नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर अप्लाइड इकोनॉमिक रिसर्च ने दिए, उनके मुताबिक ओवरऑल जो स्ट्रक्चर है लैंड रिकॉर्ड नीड टू बी इम्प्रूव, और जो इम्प्रूवमेंट है इन सिस्टम ऑफ लैंड रिकॉर्ड इज लाइकली टू फैसिलिटेट द एफर्ट्स दैट सम स्टेट यूनियन टेरिटरी मेकिंग टू ईज द लैंड ट्रांजेक्शंस, राइट. और फाइनली अगर बात करें, दिस एफर्ट्स आर गोइंग टू बी इंस्ट्रूमेंटल फॉर द हेल्थ एंड रूरल इकोनॉमी. सो अल्टीमेटली अगर ये चीज़ें इंप्रूव होती है तो रूरल इकोनॉमी को भी बूस्ट मिलेगी एंड द पीपल वुड हैव द एडिक्वेट नॉलेज एंड द राइट विच इज गिवन टू देम, राइट. Now moving to the MCQs question of the day. The first question is from Making the Peace in Nature report has been recently published by United Nations Environment Program, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Food and Agriculture Organization and World Wildlife Fund for Nature. So what you have to do, you have to just choose the correct option A, B, C or D, whatever you feel is correct, and you can write the answer in the comment section down below. Now moving to the second question, consider the following statement about the vertical launch short range surface to air missile, also known as VLSR SAM. So it is an indigenous design developed by DRDO and it is capable of neutralizing the various aerial threat that is close to ranges including the sea skimming target. So what you have to do, You have to just use your logical reasoning and you have to eliminate the wrong answer and choose the correct option with this option given below. And how you can write your answer, how you can participate in the question answer series. So what you have to do, you have to just visit to the comment section and you can find where you can write the answers, right? And whatever we have discussed, like the main editorial, in description section, the details for that particular editorial or the news has been provided. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Aptly Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. And if you like this video, do not forget to give thumbs up. If you have any other concern, do let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for listening.